How you doing, everybody? Jonathan here, and in this video I'm going to go over the 3 characteristics of an effective fitness program, as I get a lot of questions from you guys on how to put together a program for your clients. So we're going to go over that today. So I get a lot of questions from you guys on putting together programs for your clients, and I run into a lot of words like periodization, phases, what exercises do I use, and I think the literature dedicated toward helping you get certified tends to confuse you and overcomplicate the process of putting together a fitness program. So let's simplify things and help you understand what works and what doesn't work based on my experience. All right. Now, an effective fitness program, first and foremost, doesn't just revolve around exercises. All right. It's an entire outlook on your client's habits, including nutrition, work, and exercise. So you always want to keep that in mind. But if I wanted to break it down into 3 characteristics that make an effective fitness program, number 1, it has to be comprehensive. Number 2, it has to be continually progressing. And number 3, it has to be consistent. Now, when I say comprehensive, I just mean that you're covering all areas of fitness. So you're covering all of your energy systems, and then you're going to work on muscular and strength, muscular endurance, cardiovascular conditioning, mobility or flexibility. All that has to be covered within the program. And then that way you don't have to worry about picking out specific exercises because it always comes back around. Now, most of you know I have my own boot camp and I've run it over the last 5 years. And throughout that time, I've had people from all walks of life come through my doors and see success on the same program. Why? Because it's comprehensive. It'll cover everything that they're looking for. But coming in, I always ask my clients, what are they looking to accomplish? And they'll usually say, I want to flatten my tummy, I want to tone up my thighs, I want to tone up my arms, whatever the case may be. Clients will always approach you with the goal of spot reducing. So your first goal is to educate your client on the importance of focusing on your body fat percentage and lowering that. And that's only going to happen when you approach the entire fitness scope. So first educate your clients, and then you don't have to worry about picking, does this exercise work my legs or does this exercise work my back? We're not getting enough of my back today. It's not bodybuilding. As long as it's comprehensive, your client is going to see success. The main thing is that your program has to be engaging enough so that your client is willing to stick to it long enough to see that success. Now, the second C of putting together an effective fitness program is that it has to be continually progressing. In order for it to be continually progressing, it has to be testable. And in order for it to be testable, it has to be repeatable. So my clients operate off of an 8-week loop, meaning that specific workouts come around every 2 months. So these workouts are spread apart far enough that the client doesn't get bored, but close enough that it's a reliable predictor that the client should be able to beat themselves at least by a small amount based on performance. All right. And that's why I've now come to a point where I don't necessarily agree with trainers that say, I never do the same workout twice with a client, because now your client has no gauge or you have no records to keep on how well they did. If you were looking to become a better runner, if you ran 5 miles and never, checked the time that it took you, you're just running 5 miles. Some days you'll be faster, some days you'll be slower. But if you have a record, you're able to push yourself to at least match or beat yourself. And the benefit to you as a trainer is that you have the added motivation of the client's previous performance, so that they don't have to complain about, well, I'm not sure if I'm working hard enough, or I'm not sure if I'm getting better. You have the proof right there. So you definitely want to keep records for your client and then push them to do better than they did before. Now, the third C of putting together an effective fitness program is consistency. And oftentimes when clients fail to see success, they blame the exercises or they blame the trainer. And your job is to make sure that fitness for your clients is an everyday thing, not just when they're with you. And the main way to do that is to reinforce good nutrition habits. Like I always say, you want to get your clients on MyFitnessPal. You should be checking their fitness journals every day. Now, while I do think that you can see success exercising 2 to 3 times a week, I found that people see the most success when they're doing something every day. So even if they're paying you to train them 2 to 3 times a week, they should have some type of blanket, extra exercise to do, even if it's just walking for 20 minutes on top of you staying on top of their nutrition. And then if fitness is at the forefront of their mind every day, they're much less likely to make the types of nutritional decisions that cause them to struggle with their end goal. Now, given all this information, am I suggesting that you do the exact same thing for every person all the time? That's not necessarily the case, because there is a little bit of variance in two areas. Number one is going to be mobility, and number two is going to be in nutrition. When it comes to nutrition, people have different tastes, people have different work schedules, so that's an area where, number one, you can really make yourself valuable to the client, as you can help them to plan around whatever their lifestyle is. Number two is going to be the mobility. Based on their lifestyle or based on what they do, some people that sit at a desk all day tend to be hunched over very often. So a lot of times they need to work on mobility in one area or another. And when it comes to mobility, you guys have to understand that it does also fall on the client, because if a client only stretches when they're with you, that's not going to yield as much of a result as if they're independent with the information that you give them, so that they stretch every day. So while it is your job to identify and assign, it's your client's job to make it a habit. Because if they sit in a desk every day, but they only stretch 2 to 3 times a week, the habits from the desk is always going to win out. So what's your takeaway on all this information when you look to build a fitness program for your clients? Number one, understand that fitness is fitness, and as long as your program is comprehensive, it can work across a broad number of people. Now, might there be some type of variance for people based on taste? Yes, but at the same time, as long as you're covering all the bases, including all of the energy systems, as well as muscular strength, muscular endurance, mobility, and cardiovascular conditioning, your client will see success. Number two, it has to be a daily thing where you're checking on your client continually, whether you're giving them blanket extra exercises, and it doesn't have to be overly complicated. As long as that's being reinforced daily, then fitness is going to be on the forefront of their mind, and then they're still on your program. And number three, make sure to keep records of all your clients' workouts. That way you don't need to, one, come up with new records all the time, and two, be the only motivating factor for your clients during their workouts. When clients understand that they've done something before, they're more motivated to beat themselves and continually progress, because that's just a natural human desire to always get better. So if you give them the platform to want to do so, I guarantee that they'll buy into it. If you're relatively new to training, or if you're not very good with organization, I definitely recommend that you check out my Dumbbells to Dollars course. It dedicates a lot of time to programming, as I give you my exact syllabus that I've helped my clients see success with, based on an 8-week loop. And in addition to that, I show you how to put together their nutrition program, monitor their nutrition program, and keep them consistent so that they can see success. And if you want more information, click on that image to learn more about the course, because it is the best educational resource for any fitness professional, and I guarantee that it will help you. So I hope you found this information helpful. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, comment below. I definitely check my YouTube comments. If you found this information helpful, always make sure you hit the like button. Stay tuned. I'll have more information next week. And if you have any requests, put them in the comments. I'll get to it and look to respond to your messages, as long as you remember to eat healthy, hydrate, drive safe. Stress levels low, get rest. Don't slap anybody. Love your clients, they'll love you back. I'll see you all tomorrow or the next day, and you have a good one.